Yeah, man, it is time yet again. Welcome back to premiere season. It is time for even more of the... Oh, right. I was expecting the... Danganronpa Hunger Games. Are you ready? Are you steady? Because it is time for tag team action. Let me talk about it. We got 12 teams. We got one Agent of Chaos, which has a very spooky dark shadow around the name. The other side of me. I'm sorry. On the other side of me. And we got all the teams who are here, who are in their spots during preseason time. So let's talk about it. During that Agent of Chaos episode, we got the top 6 from that episode. In the top of our field, we got all the people who made the top 6 in the finale episode. Y'all know what it is. And if you don't, allow me to elaborate. We have the tag team champions representing Miss Paimon. It's Little Demons Monica and Klee. They are defending those championships here tonight. Ryoma and Marin for Panetta represent the Racket of Psalm. Sin Cara for Fat Togami. We got the greatest of Gozus, and we got Gin. Sin Cara without face. As we move to School of Rock, we got Hajime and Reiko doing it for Leon. They're looking to rock out, especially with Hajime's air guitar. Fighting females for Miss Mizuki from the Somnium Files. We have Kotoko, and we have Tinko representing those fighting females for the Divine Blades. We have Munakata and Cassius representing Kazuha. Mr. Kazuha for the Divine Blades. Can they do it for him? On the other side, once you reach the other side of me, we have Decide Jack and Kyutaro holding tough for their team. Could they cause a chaos transfer today is the $1 million question. Parental guidance for Taichi. We have Momo Hiroko, and we have the new Triple Crown champion in Boss. Just last week, she won the Champion of Champions title. She is actually co-champion right now, but in the past, she's been tag team champion, and she has had the elusive World Pancake Championship. So, her and Kaede, they've done it all. Sparring partners for Sakura, who, man, she is hard to track down these days, isn't she? We have Moko, Mojiro, and Akane. Override for Anefa, we have Kibo and Teto. Song and Dance for Crazy Hiyoko. We have Kaede and we have Robin. And for the Pimps Mafia, we have Kazuichi and Peko I'm not dueling it out. Hopefully not dueling it out. Here today for Fuyuhiko. For the Mafia side of that. I guess it should really be the Pimps Yakuza. Regardless, those are your 12 teams. One team or two teams are walking out, or no teams are walking out with that title today. Who is it gonna be? I'm not sure. And we, technically the season's gimmick is in play. You just don't know it yet. You'll know it once we got a premiere territory, but it'll be kind of a shocking reveal. There's a world where I don't want to say anything. But there's a world where some teams or players will be in very dangerous spots. Oh, man. How interesting. Anywho, let's get out of here. Let's start it. Actually, I'm going to say this now because I think it's important now to get this out of the way. Usually, tonight would be Friday Night Inferno. It is the first Friday of the month. That being said, tonight will not be Friday Night Inferno because it is my brother's birthday today. So instead, there shouldn't be anything that goes on tonight at Inferno time. Shouldn't be. But we will be here tomorrow, and we're going to use that Saturday as an excuse to do a slightly earlier show and say, hey, you guys, check it out. Slightly earlier programming this Saturday, so we can catch all the people who usually miss it because they're asleep. We'll do it around normal, like, PLE time. It'll be a much earlier Inferno, and it also give me time to coordinate with Sundavy, and he can go through and he can get Rebellion sorted out as well, because he's gonna have to do essentially back-to-back shows instead of having a day reprieve. I do not envy him. I certainly do not, but I do help him sometimes, so I will be busy as well, unfortunately. That being said, let's do the show on the road. I don't generally have questions for you for the premiere. However, if you could do a skateboarding move, which move, in fact, that's a good question. Have you ever skateboarded before? Have you been a skater boy or a skater girl before? Because I'm sure there are people who have skated or have done skateboarding moves and I just don't know about it. Also, live chat, how are you? Let me know that. I've never done a skateboarding trick. I have simply just been on a skateboard before, nothing more than just being on one and then just, you know, dragging my foot and going. Nothing more than that. And it was my cousin's, I think it was my cousin's, yeah, my cousin's skateboard. In my youth. That being said, make your picks as well. I'm going to pick for first place, Boss. I'm gonna say just give Boss all the titles. Give Boss every single title there is. For second, I'm gonna take Klee, and for third, I'm gonna take Cassius Bright, the man who sees the true nature of all things. Those are my selections. Hopefully yours are just as delightful. But until then, there's only one way to start this thing. So shall we? I believe we must. And how must we do it? Okay. It's one of those days where I do that and nothing comes up, huh? Okay, well. What do we have here? What is on the desk? There's the birthday card for my brother, actually. I have not given it to him by the time you guys have watched this, actually. I will be going normal Inferno time, and all the AVs will be there. So let me see. I have nothing on my desk that can really be a thing. What is this? It's a Jirachi pin. Have we done that before? Taken like the last two numbers of Jirachi's number? I think we did that with Latios or Latios. I think we did it with Latios. Because, oh, we also have a Celebi. We definitely didn't do it with Celebi. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a critical decision. There's a third pin here. What is this third pin? It's the Triforce. We won't do that. I currently have two pins here. One, Celebi. One, Jirachi. I am going to pick one of them, and we will take the last two numbers of their Pokedex number, and that's how many times we're going to resimulate. I don't know if I want to. I'm trying to think about which one is going to be lower. Celebi or Jirachi. I think there's a potential where they're both high, actually. But it also might be the situation where one of them is basically, like, very low. I don't think that, I think I'm cooked either way. Man, I like Jirachi better. I'm gonna go with the Racha. We're gonna go Jirachi. Let me get you both of these real quick. Anyone know them offhand in the... I don't think so. Nobody just knows offhand all the Pokedex numbers. I'm not gonna say nobody. I'm sure there are people who know that. If you do, good on you. It couldn't be me. Celebi... Pokedex... number 251. So I could have had 51, which is not great. Jirachi. $385. I made the wrong choice. I'll be right back. I gotta resimulate 81 times. 81, 85. Hold on. 85, right? Because 51 was the other one. This is 85. Alright, well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Teams, I don't know, I felt like I just put you all into a RNG maelstrom. However, what happens must happen, and we're about to see it happen as we proceed. And as the tributes stand on their podiums, and as the horns sound, and they sound the horns, sound the horns. Thank you, Hornbearers. You've done fantastic. But we must proceed. The great Gozu and Moko recognize each other, both wrestlers, and put their trust in one another. Monica runs away from the cornucopia, Kotoko takes a running start, and Superman punches, boom! Munakata's skull clean off of his body. Boss and Teto stare each other down. If this pair contains the champion, it does. In the Agent of Chaos, it does not. Chaos does indeed reign, so it does not. Gin runs away from the cornucopia. Klee receives a trident from inside the cornucopia. Kazuichi and Kyutaro decide to have a competition to see how many Komodo dragons they can kill this game. Tenko runs away from the cornucopia. Marin does as well. Peko acts anti-social and refuses to introduce herself. Reiko, Akane, Ryoma, and Robin all stare each other down. If this quartet can change the champion in the Agents of Chaos, Chaos does reign. That's the scariest one. Luckily, we're already in a championship episode. Hiro, Go, and Kibo and Kaede get into a fight, and Kibo triumphantly kills them both. You monster, you killed Mama, I will remember that. Hajime runs away from the cornucopia, and Cassius finds an invitation to the World Pancake Championship. Oh my gosh, oh my, Cassius, right? Oh yes, my sir. Of course. Big Cassius Bright, big Cassius Bright, put his whole name in there. That's my boy. As Genocide Jack was spacing out, wanted to for Random on 1. Nope. This is one of those days where it's been as far away from a 1 as possible, but we will proceed to see day 1. As Monica is the best there is, the best there was, and gosh darn it, the best there ever will be. Kibo cleans the kitchen with his new kitchen gun as Kazuichi dies from hypothermia. Genocide Jack, Robin, and Klee get chased by a rampaging boss. Hajime embraces spring and plants daisies outside of his camp. Akane and Ryoma raise the bar. Actually, they are the bar. They wanted to. Peko attacks Moko, but Kotoko protects her, killing Peko. Rest in peace to Peko. In fact, that's the end of the Pimps Mafia if you rooted for them. Roro Raggy. Cassius hates that Reiko. Great Gozu does their gold, which I think he could really work with any hair color, low-key. Again, it's trapped in a box with a small device that releases a deadly poison every hour. Is he dead? Is he alive? We can only find out if we click proceed. Teto goes on a serial balloon popping spree. Tenko has balloons. Kyutaro comes along and pops them. And Marin eats corn the long way. Disaster. Disastrous. But we only lost 5. It's a game of 24, not a massive game. So, you know, 5 is still a good amount of people. That already brings us out of the 20s and into 19 competitors left. And it's the saddest of all moments for these 5. Munakata, Hiroka, Kaede, Kazuichi, Peko. Not as sad as it is for the Pimps Mafia. They lost their whole team. If you're rooting for them, if you put your pancakes on that, that ain't gonna work. You're doomed. That is rest in peace to that. We will continue, I guess, right now because every other team just lost. 3 teams lost 1 person. Pimps Mafia is completely out. That's the rundown of this Fallen Tribute. So let's see who else will fall as we proceed. Night 1 sees Tenko set a couple more traps. A little trap over here, a little trap over there. Before returning to camp for the night, Klee finds a dapper suit and puts on. Even if it's the wrong simulator, she still looks super fly. Cassius buys a deed to a house. Now he can have boulders. No, not boulders every week. I look down. Parties every week, baby. Boulders every week, baby. Hajime. Honey, check this out. I have a new boulder. Buys every single version of Uno from AV's Wares and Despairs. Kibo, Kotoko, and Ryoma get into a scrum debate with Great Gozu, Marin, and Genocide Jack. They argue over whether that big stone is a boulder or a rock. Certainly, it's a boulder. The boulder. Reiko sits in the ashes of a trillion dead souls and asks the ghost if honor matters. The silence was their answer. Teto, Robin, getting look for more people to become friends with. Moko, wake up. Kyutaro doesn't like this. Boss steals every item in Akane's camp without being noticed, and Monica has the whole world in her hands. She would be a very scary repair, and I'm going to keep it a buck with you. That being said, the beat goes on as pillars of lava shoot out of the ground as Marin and Reiko duel to the death. Reiko actually slips and falls to the ground just as a pillar of lava erupts underneath her. Rest in peace, Reiko's been cooked. Hajime tries to survive for her as he, Ryoma, and Kotoko receive further report cards evaluating their performance this game so far. Hajime gets an A, Ryoma gets a C, and Kotoko gets a big fat F, which is surprising, admittedly. It is surprising. Because she started this game and immediately knocked out Munakata. Hey, if she wins, I don't think she's failed this game. Genocide Jack Teto and the Great Gozu track down and chill with Kibo, Robin, Cassius, and Boss enter a scrum debate. With Tinko, Moko, and Akane, they argue over whether magenta is a shade of purple or pink. I'm pretty sure it's a dog. Clee eats dirt, yum. Kyutaro encounters a fruit bat who immediately takes a liking to him and joins the side. Monika's unknown sponsor is Asner of the 39th Dimension, and Gin is the best there is. Gin is the best there was. And you know what? I think Gin might be the best there ever will be. It's hard to speak about the future, but it's easy to speak about our fallen tributes for this round, because there's one saddest of all moments, so 4. Hey yo, there goes Reiko. Oh, poor girlie. We'll see everybody's statuses. That is bad news for her, but she still has Hajime. Only one team still is fully gone. We have 18 competitors left, and we can keep going. What's stopping us? Ain't nothing stopping us now. Let's keep it on, and we will proceed. As Night 2 begins, Ryoma's ultimate move is fully charged. Kyutaro convinces Marin not to kill him, only to kill her instead. Kyutaro, you fiend. Now Ryoma's all alone. Cassius finds a sleeping Akane on the ground, raises his hand, waves it in front of his face before dusting off his shoulder, hitting that 5. Knuckle, shuffle, bam, Gin stands outside of Moko's camp and pulls out a candy pail. Moko gives Gin a full-size candy bar. That's why we love our Moko Mojiros. Kotoko, Genocide Jack, and Hajime all have s'mores around the campfire. Kibo goes to AV's wares and despairs and is caught stealing. Boss notices this and stabs Kibo before he can get away. Hey, thank you, boss. That's my girl. Monika's bleeding out, but thankfully receives fresh blood from an unknown sponsor. Which one of you is giving Monika blood? What are y'all doing? Monika, she's alive though. Tinko submits an application to join the squad. The Great Gozu helps her mail the application. Robin begs to stay at Teto's camp, but she refuses, saying if Robin was even remotely smart, they would have prepared their own camp. Robin, visibly frustrated, tells Teto that you are cursed. Goodness gracious, that's not good. Teto's not winning this game. Clean never wants to hear Megalovania ever again. I want you to know, if Teto dies at the start of this day, the curse is real. Oh, they're still arguing! Robin, who has cursed? Teto argues over who gets to like the red Chaos Emerald. Yo, Teto's about to get double cursed. Oh no, homie. Akane vs. about Season 1. This feud is not a feud that I expected, but okay. Great Gozu confesses how much she's come to hate Klee. Klee says, the feeling is mutual. Tinko decides to do Kotoko's free time event. They've gotten closer to their partner this day. Very good. Moko trips on a comic place banana peel, falls on her bottom. Kyutaro and Monika argue as well over who gets to like the red Chaos Emerald. Hajime is getting tired of his cat boy, cat girl, cat person allegations. Crazy. Boss and Kibo are sitting in a tree, K-A-S-S-I-N-G. Jack walks up to eliminate Stan, and she says to the Gin who's running the stand, hey, bum, got any grapes? I do have some grapes. Maybe I should get, grapes are delicious, by the way. I might have to go and get some grapes from the fridge. Cassius suddenly exclaims, not the Komodos, for every reason in particular. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm surprised he lived. I hate those Komodos, but I do love that Cass is alive, but it is the saddest of all moments. 4. Marin, Kibo. As the beat goes on, we must continue. Override and Kibo's a part. Marin's a part of Racket Assault. Both lost a soul, but once again, their teams are still in. With one person around. That being said, I think Override is probably doomed because Teto is cursed. That being said, I don't know if Robin's curse is as potent as Danhausen's. I guess we're gonna find out. If the thumbnail is Robin in Danhausen makeup, then it was potent, and I'm sorry, but that's a big spoiler. We'll proceed as well, I think I know what my thumbnail is this time. Boss finds a virus in the simulator, is killed by it, but she'll be alright. Ryoma remembers about I wonder why she's alright when you get killed by that virus in the simulator. What does it do? How are we defining kill in that instance, rather? As Real rumors about the year of the aviator. Gin finds a big red button. He decides not to press, but actually trips and activates the button. The great Gozu, Tinko, and Teto suddenly drop dead for no discernible reason. Wow. They must have been too close to Teto because she was cursed. Cassius is bleeding out, but thankfully he receives fresh blood from an unknown sponsor. You want to know? That's me. I said, hey Cassius, stick that needle right in my veins and take some blood for yourself. Every day, Kitara imagines a future where he could be with Jack. Monica still has the whole world in her hands. She's got continuity from this game in her hands. Hajime has no weaknesses. Robin shoots a poisonous blow dart into Klee's neck, slowly killing her. Akane and Moko huddle together for warmth. It's a little awkward. And Kotoko, if she's the agent of Chaos, target champion's alive, Chaos reigns. Not the case, but we do have day 4. As Moko remembers about season 2, Akane throws Monica at Kyutaro. Boss begs for Gin to kill him. He reluctantly obliges, killing Boss. Oh, Boss, oh no, you were my pick. And Genocide Jack and Hajime and Kotoko come up with a complicated escape plan. Alright, well, good for them. As Ryoma is tied down to a table and forced to listen to Robin's monologue about herself. You see, my life started at a young age with my brother. I had a very prosperous time in the land of dreams. However, you could also call it a curse. Ryoma dies from boredom as Cassius falls into a pit, but somehow lives. We proceed, and we've lost 6 this time. And I need to check how many people we have left because I think we are at or around time for saving grace picks. So first and foremost is the saddest of all moments for the great Gozu, Tinko, Teto, Klee, Boss, Ryoma. Monica Styles hopes to retain the championship, but a little control left alive. We do have an exact 10 left. I was like, that might be 10 exactly. It is 10 exactly, so I'm not gonna dilly-dally. Hit that. It is the time in the episode where you, yes you dear viewer, you right there, enjoying your fantastic ham sandwich. I don't think any of you are having a ham sandwich right now. That's why I picked that delicious meal. I could go for some ham though. It's time for your saving grace picks. We have 10 competitors left, a couple whole teams, and 1 goal. Walk out as tag team champions to kick off this season. Monica holding on tough with the whole world in her hands and the championship around her shoulder. Sin Cara, Gin, still holding on right here, right now. School of Rock still has Hajime with his air guitar. Fighting females still have Kotoko, the master of the dark arts. Divine Blade still have Cassius Bright, the Divine Blade in my opinion. The other side of me still have Genocide Jack and Kitaro, both still in, have a 1 in 5 shot of causing a chaos transferal, 20% chance. Sparring partners, however, Moko and Akane could get those titles. And lastly, Robinhausen for song and dance. Will she curse? The rest of this game we will find out. For right now though, man, that would be a very fun Brand Steel ability. Cursing someone. That being said, make your picks first, second, third. I think I know I'm gonna add to Brand Steel next. Not Brand Steel, I'm sorry, Orteal next. I'm gonna make my picks as well. I picked early on Boss. Parental guidance is out unfortunately, but I also picked Cassius Bright, so I'm gonna switch my first place pick to Cassius. I picked Cleve for second, so I'm gonna switch Monica to my second place pick, and I'm actually gonna pick Moko Mojiro. I feel like it's a very Moko time to be. You know what, actually I take it back. For third, I'm gonna pick Robin because now it's officially Curse versus Jinx. Who will win? In fact, I'm gonna double down. Robin for first, Cassius for second, Monica for third. Those are my picks. It's Curse versus Jinx. And it's on with our final 10. 10 competitors, 8 teams, 1 goal. The tag team titles. Song and dance. Sparring partners. The other side of me. Divine Blaze. Fighting Females. School of Rock. Sin Cara. And the Little Demons. 8 teams, 10 competitors, 1 goal to take the titles from Monica, but they all have that chance. They all have that determination. They have that same ability, the same heart, and perhaps even the same fate as a samurai woman. Are you ready? Well, you better be, because I'm about to click proceed. We were simulated 85 times. You better believe I'm going to keep going. It's time. As Jack and Akane stare each other through the crackling flames of their campfire, the thought of murder on their minds, Moko, Gin, and Kotoko have a sprung debate with Monica, Hajime, and Cassie over who will leave the entourage next. I think it's actually going to be Pimp Kazuichi. Robin submits an application to join the squad. Hey, it's Jinx versus Curse. What are you doing, Robin? You're not trying to curse the squad, are you? That's not cool. As Kyutaro gets bonked on the head, we proceed again to see. Gin is in another box. Talk about continuity. He was like, I survived once, I'll do it again. Kyutaro receives a gift from Secret Admirer. It's a sword. Monica finds a gun rather, fills it with holy water, fires it at Moko, getting her wet. Kotoko, Akane, and Hajime get into a fight. Akane triumphantly kills them both as we proceed again. Cassius, Jack, and Robin come up with a complicated escape plan. We are down now from 10 to 8 unless nothing. It is still technically, I guess, a terrible turnabout for Kotoko, Hajime, that we do still have 8 people. So it is still fancy samurai woman. Now it's, well, it's not 8 teams anymore because 2 teams of 2 are still fully in, which is kind of crazy. We now have 8 competitors, 6 teams. That's so good for the teams of 2, but we'll see how long that advantage lasts as we do proceed to see. Robin hands Monica and Gin an invitation to her birthday party. She said, I can't wait for everyone to join and for this to be such a fantastic affair. However, they tear up the invitations before her eyes, so she tears them to shreds and makes it a new champ alert. And that leaves us still at this point in time, rather, with 2 full teams of 2. As Jack goes to level 12 with Akane. Never mind, they both died of exhaustion. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait, hold on. What? I didn't think that was the death event. They did both die of exhaustion. As Moko and Kyutaro take a walk through the arena, they find Cassius's right half on the ground. Where could the other half be? That brings us down now to our final 3. It's Robin, it's Moko, and Kyutaro. It is 3 different teams, and it could be over next round. No, it's not next round. We actually have a feast of 3. That's not something we see too often. The cornucopia is replenished with food, weapons, and more from the tribute's family. As Moko decides not to go, Robin takes a staff leaning against the cornucopia, and Kyutaro takes a staff. Decides not to go as well. Robin drops a jar of honey. Now they're gonna have to clean that up. Hate that. It's still new champ alert in the background. We should probably just make that normal again. My bad. Kyutaro fights a Yeti atop of Gold Forge Mountain. Surprisingly, he doesn't just survive, he wins. And Moko does Moko things, and unless there's an arena event now, you're down to your final 3. And the end of Samurai Woman time. So I'll let the song end properly as we play a terrible turnabout for Monica, Gin, and Genocide Jack, Akane, Cassius Bright. Well, we'll see everybody's statuses. It is now down to Moko from the sparring partners, Kyutaro for the Chaos Transferal, and Robin for the Curse. It's a really fun final 3, and I can't ask you who left, but I can tell you that they're all caught in what we like to call, in championship action, a golden crisis. of fate. Let's hit this. I'm excited because it really could end next round. And does it end next round? Oh, it will end very shortly. As Robin gets a hold of my soundboard. And I won't even play it yet because Moko's trap kills Kyutaro. We are in our final two. And I have to ask you, who will it be? And normally when I say who will it be, you hear that. However, instead, Robin said, this game is cursed. So hold on to your hats, because we're going on a wild ride. When I click proceed, this game will end. But will it end with song and dance coming out as tag team champions? Robin has developed in a bit of a cursing ability. We saw how it affected Teto, how it affected everyone who came up to her this game, and now she's even playing the curse song. The funkiest Megalovania of all time, the song that usually causes things to go haywire in this game for some reason. She is embracing the curse. That being said, Robin is going one-on-one with the greatest wrestling champion in many generations, Miss Moko Mojiro. She's got sparring partners by her side. They have trained her for this moment, and now she's in the final two. Will it be Robinhausen? Will it be Moko Mojiro? Or more notably, both or neither? Because I did say this is Curse versus Jinx. Will Robin say, let's do this together so I can beat Avi? And I can beat him and the curse will win. That would be the ultimate power play. I'm rooting for Moko. Because I will not have this curse beat me and my Jinx. It's not more powerful than the Jinx, so we're about to find out tonight who wins, Curse or Jinx. Robinhausen or Moko. Both or neither. What a fun story, or I guess episode-long story we have, but the truth and the true fate of this game and the NCs. Moko says there's one thing that can beat a curse. Putting on a pair of radical shades, saying a one-liner, and putting on a second pair of radical shades on top of the first. And she may have just reversed the curse because her coolness levels are so high, and the reflection off of the sunglasses, the radical shades, reflect the curse back on Robin, and she died from the exposure. What an ending. It is a final terrible turnabout for Kyutaro Burger Berg and Robinhausen. What a time to be alive. Hey, how are you doing? I'm the United States Aviator. This is the Danganronpa Hunger Games. It's times like these that we do these games. And with that, I do believe it is time to ask you, or rather tell you that you're winners. And new Danganronpa Hunger Games Tag Team Champions. She did it for a rampaging Sakura Ogami. She did it for The Rock, and she also did it for Akane. The sparring partners walk out as your new tag team champions. What can I say? I had a lot of fun this episode, but let's talk about it. Moko, Kyutaro, and Robinhausen were your final three, and what a fun final three they were. New champions and sparring partners. I think it was like Sakura's maybe third or fourth tag team title reign. I believe it's Moko's first, and it's Akane's Kanye's been tag team champion before. We'll see. I don't know. I have that history somewhere, but I digress. Scroll down. Munakata, Hiroko, Kaede, Kazuichi, Peko, Reiko, Marin, Kibo, Great Gozu, and the Great Gozu and Tenko were all your top, your bottom 10, so they're going to have a bad time. And I will not say anything more than that. However, the team that was out completely first, who was that? As we start off with Kotoko taking a running start and Superman punching Munakata's skull clean off of his body, we also had the end with Moko reversing the curse. In this episode that is likely going to be titled Jinx versus Curse, Moko reversed the curse and did not get jinxed, so that is our episode. We proceed one more time. Pimp's Mafia, right, was the first team that was completely out. They're having a bad time. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll know what that means the week after next, because next week I believe is a double feature for your OC premieres. It'll be me on one half, it'll be Taylor on the other half, and it'll be a fantastic time, so you're gonna want to be there. Gin had 4 KOs, so did Robin, Akane had 2, Kibo had 2, Kotoko had 2, Moko had 2, Boss, Marin, and Kyutaro all had 1, but Moko was the winner, and new tag team champions with the sparring partners. Let's go back to the reaping. That is our episode. That is the newest meme in our heart. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Robinhausen. I will probably add the cursor to Orteal. That is our show, and until next time, I'm taking off to the Loop Light crew. This has been the tag team premiere. Inferno is tomorrow. You're gonna want to be there for it. Currently, according to Sunday, I believe they're currently building a new set right now. We got a couple new set pieces, and they want to put those out on the stage, and they will be finished by tomorrow afternoon, so I think that's when we'll break them in. I'm excited to see how they play out. I don't know what they look like, but I'm sure they look great. Toodaloo Flight Crew, as always, thank you for watching.